talking about India's most favorite SUV, for which the sales number does the talking itself. Or is it really the uplifted version of the Mahindra TUV 300, which has failed to impress its audience and now has made a comeback under the proven badge of Mahindra Bolero? Well, we've been confused for quite some time, and I'm sure you guys must have been too. So let's find out the real identity of Mahindra Bolero Neo. The design of the car does look like TUV 300 with certain Bolero-like elements to it. The face of the car does feature a rectangular headlight with DRL lamps and follow me lamps. It does get a Mahindra signature grille with certain chrome here, and at the bottom of the bumper there are side slopes and air vents right in front of the radiator. From the side, the car does have boxy and compact structure of the TUV 300. The chassis of the car, although looks pretty tall, but the Mahindra says that it has been toned down to 20 mm. It has reduced a little bit. The height looks really tall. The square wheel arch does enhance the edgy look of it. It also gets the new alloy, which looks trendy. It sits on a 15-inch tire. What is also pretty neat is this rubber cladding that runs all the way from the front to the back, which is a very essential feature in Bolero. Also, if you've noticed, the fuel tank cover is really big, like seriously, like half of my arm can fit in here. So I don't know why it's that big. From the back, it comes with a new Bolero badge Neo, and obviously Mahindra cannot emphasize anymore with this X-shaped wheel cover. And why should they not? Because it has been their most successful vehicle in the past. Genuinely, Bolero has been their bread and butter. The window does get the defogger, the brake light and the wiper and the end, so it does seem like it has certain new technological features which the earlier Bolero did not have. Now, one thing that is not the best in this car is the 7-seater, because by the look of it, it does look a little cramped. So let me sit and show it to you. My knees are till here, which I'm sure is going to cover most of the area, so it definitely is not very comfortable for two people, and it does not have a seat belt, so security is going to be a problem here. It does look a little cramped, does not have enough leg room, but the headspace is still decent. So basically this space is for storage and not for sitting, maybe kids or like shorter people, but there is no seat belt, so that is not advisable. Although getting in and out of the car is pretty easy. They've got a stand here and they've got a handle here, so it is pretty convenient, which is a good aspect for tier 2 and tier 3 cities. Quite usable. This car has a very utilitarian purpose. The square lights at the back, plus the windows, the side opening windows, and the windows from the C to the D pillar does look pretty trendy, and does help the air ventilation at the back. I'm sure you couldn't have the full window, so these slides have been given for air ventilation. The interior and the upholstery of the car here and the seats is done pretty tastefully. The color scheme is also pretty decent. There might not be enough leg room in the middle row of the car, but the headroom is quite spacious. Also, on the top variants, there is an armrest which makes your long distance journeys pretty comfortable, and I think there is enough space for 3 normal sized humans, so it is quite spacious, minus the leg room a little bit, but it does look pretty spacious. I've got headrests on the sides which are missing in the center, which I think it's okay because this is a middle segment SUV. The flooring is also pretty neat and decent. The car does look spacious on the sides of the doors. There is enough space for your bottle and a little extra space for your utility. What it is missing is the AC vent somewhere here in the middle for the second and the third row, which we do need in these tough temperatures, especially in Delhi and North India. So another very important feature in this car is the ISOFIX child seat support, which is a very good option these days. You can literally put the car seat here and your child could be comfortable as well as safe. The interiors of this new Bolero is pretty premium. They look pretty nice to me. They've got an armrest in the front row as well, but it's only an armrest. Don't slouch too much because then it might come down a little bit, which is obviously uncomfortable. The driving position is pretty nice. It's up and tall. I have enough room for my legs. There is enough space. Basically, everything in this car is for utility purpose. You can use each and every point here. There is enough space for your keys, your cup holders, 3 cup holders, your glasses and other accessories that you want to keep at. There's enough throw for the gear, like you can pretty go, and it's pretty smooth. And it does have an AC and AC ecosystem, which we really need these days, more environmental friendly, right? And then there is this 12-volt connector. There is a USB cord, there is an auxiliary cord space for everything. Now what is bothering me a little bit is the power windows here right in the middle where you keep all your stuff, which gets congested. So I liked it on the door, which it usually is supposed to be. There is enough space in this car for all your utility purpose. You can keep your phone here. There's a padding here so your phone doesn't slip. There's enough space here on the dashboard. Inside the dashboard you can keep your glasses. You can keep a lot of stuff in here. So basically everything can be used in this car. Whatever this car has, you needed. No extra features, no nonsense SUV, I would call it. It's got a 7-inch infotainment system here that's got radio. You can connect your phone. The sound system is decent. It's not the best, but it is decent. It's what it's lacking is also climate control. It also has reverse parking assist. It has some kind of error right now, maybe because it's the media vehicle. And what feature that I really liked in this new Bolero is that it's got AC Eco, so environmental friendly. It depends upon the temperature that is outside. Sometimes it becomes really cold inside the car and you don't want it, so Eco comes in handy. There is also ESS system, which usually means that it's engine control. It also has a new infometer which shows you the RPM, the time, the fuel. It pretty much has everything basic that you need in a car. How many kilometers are left, hazard warning, settings. It has a couple of modes. So it's basically a utilitarian vehicle that covers mostly everything that you need on a daily drive basis. Another feature is the electronic ORVMs from left, center, right. You can adjust your rear view mirrors very easily, all electronic. Okay, so the Bolero also has adjustable steering wheel. You can easily adjust it. You can't pull it towards you though, but height you can adjust. So that's pretty good. The driving experience of this car is pretty easy. The clutch engagement is soft. The gears, the throw is pretty long, but it's decent. You need this because you're sitting tall and there's enough room space. I'd like to emphasize that. And the feature that it has ESS, which essentially means engine switch off and stop, is a good feature to have in the car these days. What it essentially does is, when you're not driving or when you're stuck in the traffic, right, or when you stop, the car automatically switches off when it's in neutral, right? The car will switch off when I release the clutch and engage the brake. And what is quick in it is when I step on the clutch again, the engine automatically starts, which is a very good factor to save your fuel on everyday basis. I like that feature a lot. Now it comes with 100 horsepower 1.5 diesel engine, and the chassis is same as Thar and Scorpio in the past, so it has a proven record. The drive is pretty smooth. Mahindra has upped at least 10 PS of torque in it, so the mid-range becomes very useful now. It does not bother you at all in traffics or low speeds. You get enough torque, so the riding quality is pretty easy. It has cornering braking system and ABS, EBS, pretty sharp on the turns. The braking system is very good. You need it on subcompact SUVs, especially on the highways. And it has an additional feature wherein it starts beeping after you cross 80. Let's see that when you cross 80, the car starts beeping. See, you hear the sound, so I have to slow down. Good for Our new gen drivers, especially on the highways, oh, the riding quality is pretty decent. And sharp turn radius. Now what some people don't like is the slopey windows, but I think it's pretty nice because I get good view of the outside world. I mean, it might not be very good looking from the outside, but from the inside I get the whole view, so no complaints there. Let's go on the bumps. It is a little bumpy, so the suspension might not be the best, but it does do a certain off-roading duties pretty well. It might not be the best on top ends, like when you cross 100, 120, because it does not get too much power, which is decent because it's just 1.5 liter, so you have enough power in the mid-range. Basically this car is for city driving or highways when you have to go on a decent speed limit of 80 to 20. It's pretty sturdy. It doesn't go off the road, so the ground clearance is pretty high, which is good for our Indian roads. So this is 5-speed manual transmission. Automatic is gone now. So for your safety, it's got dual airbags, ABS, EBS, corner brake control. It is the most affordable compact SUV available in the market right now, so it's a good option to buy. Well, I've had this car for a day now. It is rugged and reliable as the Boleros have been in the past. It definitely drives much smoother, is more equipped and technologically advanced. It might not be the best looking car on the road, but definitely gets the job done. For the price that it is available starting 8,48,000, it definitely is one of the best options on the road to have.